Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Attention Ditto Heads. Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's James Golden.
I think it's working out very well. We're going to see. I can say this. Iran wants to make a deal. What I don't like about Iran is they'll talk to me with such great respect, and then they'll go on television, they'll say, we did not speak to the president. We did not. I just spoke to, we did not speak to the president. So they play games, but let me just tell you, they want to make a deal. And who wouldn't? When your military is totally gone, we could do anything we want to them. Who wouldn't? Please.
Welcome, my friends, to the Tuesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. That was President Trump. There was an event at the White House today. Young athletes in attendance. The president is bringing back a fitness competition. He talked about that. In fact, we have that. Very quickly, you don't have to stop the music. Cut 8. And this is the event that was happening today at the White House.
From the late 1950s until 2013, grade schoolers across the country competed against each other in the presidential fitness test, but others. And then we had the Obama administration. Wonderful, wonderful person, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? We had the Obama administration, which phased out this wonderful tradition of physical fitness. Thank you, Barack, very much. Great job. And we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. My administration's working very hard to defend America's cherished athletic traditions and pass our values of excellence and competitiveness to the next generation.
Now, not only was President Trump surrounded by young athletes, he was also in attendance was the retired golf professional Gary Player, who was at the White House event. Gary Player had some interesting words for President Trump, cut 9. And here is Gary Player.
Today, I've been around almost every president for the last 65 years. And I've never seen a president that loves this country as much. They all did, and they all did great works. But I've never seen a president that loves the country as much as you do. And I say thank you, because I've traveled more miles than any human being before without being repetitive. And I've never seen a country like this. The freedom that exists, which is so important to all of us. And you know, sport can change the world. It can give people a chance that don't have any hope. It can give them hope. As we've seen, many people with little education have become world champions. Only in America have you got that opportunity. And the other thing is, to Mr. Kennedy, who I have utmost respect for. You know, my great dream now, I'm finished with tournament golf. My great dream is for the youth of America. The youth of a nation are the trustees of posterity. These are the people that are going to be the future champions. And when I talk, I always talk about the importance of fitness. It's so important. Please, can we bring it back in the schools? And as Senator Kennedy has so aptly said, to eat properly. This is so important, what you put in your body. And the big thing that I wish, and I pray every day, and wherever I talk, and I do a lot of talking, I say to the young people, just love this country, because you don't realize what's going on around the world. Even the students of the great universities of America really don't understand what's happening around the world today. There is a silent war taking place against America today. And what we've got to do is make these kids realize that freedom and exercise and education, start reading some books. Yes, keep your phone, but also read some good books. And listen to what Mr. Kennedy has said. What you put in your body is so important. What a wonderful job he's done, and all your cabinet members, of which I say thank you for maintaining this great word, this cherished word, freedom.
Thank you very much.
That was a pretty remarkable impromptu speech by Gary Player at the White House today, urging at this, bringing back the president's directive on physical fitness. So, other things in the news, and I want to just move to this very quickly. The president did talk about Iran. We will get to that in a moment, but he also talked about Republicans and the SAVE Act. It seems to have faded from the headline these days, but the president of the United States still very much concerned about the SAVE Act. Cut 4. This is Donald Trump talking about the Senate Republicans.
On the filibuster, Mr. President, you posted a lot about wanting to eliminate the filibuster. It hasn't happened. Are you disappointed in leadership?
Yeah, no, I'm disappointed. I like John a lot, but he has a couple of Republicans that are foolish people. A couple of them I like, a couple of them I can't stand, actually, if you want to know the truth. Although I am, according to CNN, 100% approval within the Republican Party. That's better than your record, Gary. I'm at 100% approval. Did you see the CNN poll? Nobody talks about it. CNN, I think the people that did that poll probably got fired within the Republican Party and MAGA, which is basically 100% of the party, I think, but 100%. No, I think that you're going to see some very interesting things. The filibuster, if you had it, we should have the Save America Act. We should have voter identification, voter ID. We should have proof of citizenship. We should have mail-in voting for the military and people that need it, but not for everybody. Because anytime you have mail-in voting, they're going to cheat. And they cheat like dogs. And they have to cheat. In all fairness to the Democrats, when you have men and women's sports, when you have open borders, when you have transgender mutilization, don't listen to this, kids, of your children, transgender mutilization of your children, for everyone. When you have policies like that, you have to cheat. It's the only way they can win. And we shouldn't allow them to cheat. And we should terminate the filibuster, because if they get the chance, they'll do it in the first hour back.
Yeah, and he's right about that. They will do it in the first hour back. Now, Senator Mike Lee from Utah has posted something on social media about the filibuster and about the way that Senate Republicans, if you out here in this vast and ever-growing audience are in favor of getting rid of the filibuster, even if you're not, the talking filibuster to pass the SAVE Act has been widely discussed among the Republican base. And if you listen to Mike Lee's post, you'll get kind of a hint of the way that certain senators in the United States Senate, who are Republican, view you, the base of the party, the people that elect them. Cut 5. This is Senator Mike Lee from Utah discussing the way that the senators view your calls for a talking filibuster to pass the SAVE Act.
Over the last few months, tens of millions of Americans have jumped on the cause of supporting the Save America Act and using the talking filibuster to advance it. I regret that some in Washington tonight are dismissing all those who feel this way and who have weighed in as somehow paid influencers or the product of paid influencers. This is wrong. So if you're hearing this message and you agree with these objectives, please redouble your efforts. Make clear this is not the product of paid influencers. These are real Americans doing what Americans do best.
Absolutely. Now, before we head off to our first profit center, let us check in with the weekly rantings of Supplehead, of James Carville, a man who needs no description beyond saying it's James Carville. That would be cut 6. And this is James Carville's latest Trump hate diatribe.
I had a very interesting thing happen to me at the Kentucky Derby, and I want to share it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people dressed up, particularly women, get hats and they get dressed up, and it's much more diverse than you think. And I had a very elegant lady, I'd say lady, I mean, she was dignified and highly educated at an MBA from Vanderbilt or something.
Vanderbilt.
And she says, James, our friends and I love it when you talk nasty about Trump. Just use all the language
we like
you can.
nasty.
It's just, you know what? When I see his face, it reminds me of the backside of my husband's scrotum. Yeah, that's what it is. You look like the backside of a nutsack. That's what you are, Trump. No wonder Lindsey Graham's always trying to lick your face. But my point here is these people, and they were coming up to me, didn't matter, black women, white women, elegant women, everything that you can imagine. And almost to a person, they said, you keep calling him nasty names because that's what he deserves. And that's who he is, and that's what he deserves, and we're going to keep calling him. And your new name, dude, is Scrotum Face, because that's what you are, Scrotum Face.
That's James Carville, political strategist. This is the best their party could come up with. Very dignified lady. She said, you know, James, James Golden, Snerdley Fest this hour in American media right here. Yes, I love that. I love it.
The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Both Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark this week as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
There are things happening in Chicago, my friends. There is a community, the south side of Chicago. I've been in the south side of Chicago. When I was younger, I had a great aunt that lived there. In fact, it was my first business trip. And I went from the south side of Chicago. Yeah. Well, let's listen to a news report from Fox 32 out in Chicago. Walgreens has a store there, and they're closing the store. And the community is upset. Here's part of the news story.
On the south side, people showed up to push back against the Walgreens closing. The doors are set to close next month. Walgreens says it's due to safety issues, but it will leave thousands without nearby access to life-saving medication. Tia Ewing has more.
Tia Ewing.
Everybody say Walgreens do right by us.
Walgreens do right by us. Community members, leaders, and families rallied, saying the loss of this Walgreens at 86th and Cottage Grove won't just close a store, it will take away a critical lifeline.
We're not here to beg Walgreens to stay. We're saying that their decision is the wrong decision. And in my opinion, it should be considered a first-degree corporate crime. Because the amount of people that will be hurt by this, the amount of elders that will not have access to health care is evil.
Walgreens says the store is closing due to safety concerns, including theft and violence. But residents say that doesn't match what they see day to day.
The lie that they're telling us is it's a health or a loss prevention issue. When 12th and State Street had loss prevention, they redesigned. Again, this neighborhood is not broke.
The nearest pharmacy will soon be more than a mile away.
Just stop it. Stop it right there. Have you ever heard such nonsense in your life? When the other Walgreens over here had a theft and prevention unit, why, they just redesigned. The neighborhood is not broken. Your neighborhood's broken. If you have stores that can't stay open without spending millions of dollars to redesign, from keeping your thieving ass citizens from walking in and trying to strip everything, your neighborhood is broken. If you have a problem in your neighborhood where you have a bunch of young gang-banger thug hoodlums walking in and trying to hurt people, steal everything, put the staff at risk, you have a broken neighborhood. All of a sudden, and by the way, let me just state something obvious here in case you didn't pick up by the inflections of the voices. There's not a white person among this. Wasn't a white person in sight. This is all black people saying, we're not begging Walgreens to stay here. We're begging them to stay here. Because why should they close? Because our children and our older people are stealing them blind. For goodness sakes already. Stop with the garbage. You have a problem. Instead of asking the community leaders in Chicago, the Democrats who run the South Side, who've been running the South Side for over 100 years, instead of asking them, please help this neighborhood protect itself from these young thugs and these young miscreant hoodlums. And I don't want to hear all the sob stories about what a tough life they've had. That's no excuse for the immorality that comes from thieving and harming people through violence. Instead of dealing with the problem, you can find it to go out and start attacking Walgreens for saying, we've had enough. We don't want to put our business and our people at risk anymore in this thieving, violent neighborhood. Jeez.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Walgreens should be charged with first-degree corporate abandonment.
Yes.
It should be a crime the way they're treating our elders. Yes. It should be a crime the way they're treating our families.
First-degree corporate abandonment. That's what Walgreens should be charged with. That's a Chicago alderman. These are the people that they elect to office who will stand out in the street. Walgreens should be charged with first-degree corporate abandonment. There's no such thing. Notice the criminals who are causing all the havoc. There's no call from any of these people to deal with the criminal element in their midst. The problem is Walgreens, because Walgreens has had enough of the freaking criminals. Unbelievable. Folks, we haven't checked in with the social media crowd in a while. The news has just been, for a while, weeks. So today, we have some social media folks for you. One has good political analysis. One is... well, she'll speak for herself. One has an issue raised that I had not really heard of before, and I don't know whether this is an issue that you have in your lives. We're taking a break from the hardcore news for a moment. Cut 16, I did not know that this was a thing and this was an issue in society.
Okay, listen to me. I just tried to print something from my printer that I own. My printer that I own, with ink that I purchased, and paper. And I can't print without a subscription plan. The concept of having to have a subscription plan to print in your own home from the printer that you own that already has ink and paper in it, they remotely shut off my printer until I paid $7.50 to print in my own home. to print on my printer that I own in my home.
Okay. Have you ever... You've never heard of that, Carlos? Never heard anything like it? TJ, have you ever heard of anything? He's shaking his head yes.
That's HP for you.
Oh, he just called the company name. It has 2 letters. The first one is H. They do that?
Yeah, and they're breaking them for getting third-party ink, too.
And they're breaking people for getting third-party ink, and they're shutting off people's printers remotely. Damn. That's kind of deep. Okay. Now let's go to another social media woman, cut 15. We're working our way up. And this young lady has a tragic story, my friends. Very, very tragic. I'm sure you might, well, maybe, could agree.
I wasn't going to make a video about this because I genuinely want to move on with my life. But a few weeks ago, I made a stupid video about the president. The far right found it, posted it on Twitter, and then got me fired from my job. I am already reaping the consequences of what I said. I lost my job in an economy that's already incredibly difficult, and I want to move forward. Do I regret what I said? Absolutely. I shouldn't have posted it on the internet, okay? It was a joke. I do not condone violence, and I would never hurt anybody, okay? That being said, I just got a letter in the mail. Mm-hmm. They have an address on it, so I'm going to have to report it to the authorities. It's a picture of my house, and it says, Allison, how does it feel? You've been doxxed and karma, cause and effect is coming, with a smiley face. All I have to say is that we're living in an incredibly scary time. Please be careful what you post on the internet. People aren't insane. Again, I am already suffering the consequences of what I said and did, okay? I want to move forward. I want to move on. But these people are so vindictive, and they want to preach morality while sending me letters like this, and while leaving hateful messages on my social media, calling me every name in the book because of a stupid thing that I said about the President of the United States, who, number one, does not care about you, and number two, probably didn't even see what I said. He doesn't care. Somehow, I am being held more accountable for something stupid I said on the internet than people who send stuff like this and the President of the United States, who has been spewing violent rhetoric his entire presidential career. That's really it. I don't even know what to do. I want this to go away, but this is absolutely insane. And please be careful what you post on the internet, especially if you post political content. People are crazy. Go on the internet right now and make sure that your address and your phone number is not on there. Because I've seen people get doxxed for reposting an Instagram story about the president. That is all. Be careful, be safe, and again, I am moving forward with my life. Please leave me alone.
Gladly. Please take her warning seriously. Be careful what you post on the internet and what your information is available. Next, we have political commentary from social media. I always love these. You see all these pundits on TV. Some of them are really, really good. I mean, Scott Jennings to me is like king of punditry TV. He's just so good. But this woman, I don't know who she is. She's just a social media woman. And her commentary on the race up in Maine, cut 14, here she is.
So let me get this straight. For years, the left has been calling conservatives Nazis. You vote Republican, you're a Nazi. Oh, you voted for Trump, you're definitely a Nazi. At this point, if you wear the American flag on your shirt, you're on the watch list. But now suddenly, we have a Democrat candidate, Graham Plattner, who has a Nazi tattoo. And the response from the left is, he apologized. Let's move forward. I beg your finest pardon. Oh, so that's the new standard. Got it. We went from everyone we disagree with as a Nazi to, hey, let's support the guy with the Nazi tattoo because growth And it doesn't stop there. This is the guy who reportedly said that women who get R-worded should take some responsibility for themselves and not get so messed up that they end up in situations they didn't intend. And he praised certain military tactics used by Hamas online. When Elizabeth Warren was confronted about why this is the man for her, here's her response.
I'm just curious why you think he's your kind of man.
So, as you rightly point out, he has apologized. He's out meeting with the people of Maine every single day.
He's apologized, guys. Meanwhile, this is the same woman who was outraged over Pete Hegseth's Christian tattoos and called them a threat. So Christian tattoos equals dangerous extremist. Nazi tattoo, misunderstood guy who said sorry. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
She has the best inflections. Oh, okay. We have more, but then there's other news here too, by the way. Growing up, it wasn't so unusual to run into cases where the boys were chasing the beaver. When we grew up, these days, the news is a little bit different. It's a sad story, actually, out of New Jersey, of all places. A boy has been badly injured after a rabid beaver attacked him. And, you want to think about being attacked. If you are attacked by a rabid beaver, you have been attacked. A rabid beaver attacked him and several other people at a lake in New Jersey. The boy was fishing at Continental Soldiers Park around 6 p.m. on Sunday. That's out near Mawa. When a beaver charged him. Beaver charged him. A family friend was able to get the beaver off. He kicked the beaver, and struck the beaver, but it stayed nearby, even as first responders arrived. The beaver was finally removed from the park and tested positive for rabies. Now, rabies can kill you. And this, as you know, those who interacted with the beaver are being treated. Anybody who had contact with this sick beaver out there is being urged to notify the Mawa Township Health Department. Extremely dangerous viral disease spreads from the saliva of the infected animal, in this case, the infected beaver. The animal showed no fear. There were 4 people there, and this beaver charged into the 4 of them before it was finally grabbed and somebody tossed the beaver into the water. Beavers like being wet. And it was between 30, 70 pounds. It's just, beavers are common in New Jersey, apparently. And hopefully this boy, they're treated, but, those rabies shots are supposedly wicked painful. And you have to do a series of them. So hopefully the boy, they don't mention how old he is, will recover completely from his, what I guess could have been his first incident with the beaver. And well, I tell you, things just happen. Let's do this because we have some more stories on the other side. Well, 1 or 2 others I'd like to get to. James Golden, Snerdley, keep it right here. Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
It's the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Goes by the pseudonym Snerdley.
Rush.
Now, here's James Golden.
1942. Tammy Wynette was born on this day, passed away April 6, 1998. Her biggie, of course, will be a iconic song as long as there are songs. The great Tammy Wynette. Happy heavenly birthday today. James Golden Snerdley. I was talking with Dr. Peter Miklas, America's Doctor, a few weeks ago on the Saturday program. We spent a lot of time talking. And one of the things that came up was the nonprofit health sector. These guys like Kaiser Permanente who are rolling in billions and billions. There's an interesting editorial op-ed today in the Washington Post. This $1.3 trillion industry deserves to be taxed. And the subheading is many, quote-unquote, nonprofit, it's in quotes, many nonprofit hospitals operate like big businesses. And one of the points, this is a $1.3 trillion industry, not taxed because they claim to be nonprofit. And the article goes through how little actually charity, and they ask this question, if nonprofits aren't paying taxes and spend little on the poor, where does their money go? They can't distribute profits to shareholders, so they accumulate excess tax-free cash and they spend it on themselves. Their facility-wide general and administrative wages run 26% higher than comparable for-profit hospitals. Their managers use the surplus to purchase what researchers bluntly call empire building through capital expansion. It is certainly a worthwhile op-ed to look at. And even the author says, with hearings on this stuff, nothing's going to be done. And this is a very powerful, this whole nonprofit, the world of nonprofits in this country is long overdue for reform and for reevaluation, in my humble opinion. There is a major judicial fight brewing and occurring on the Supreme Court. Justice Alito has ripped Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson a new one in her lone dissent on this Louisiana redistricting dispute. And he called her arguments, the argument she raised in her dissent, baseless and insulting. And he said her dissent in the lawsuit levels charges that cannot go unanswered. The dissent goes on to claim that the Supreme Court's decision represents an unprincipled use of power. And he says that was groundless and utterly irresponsible. This woman, look, I'm in no position to judge any of the justices because I don't understand as much law in a thimble as any of them do. But I will say this. For those who watch the court, for those with legal backgrounds, I think it goes beyond the usual partisan bickering. Many people seem to be upset with this newest justice. Some say her lack of scholarship. Again, I'm not in position to determine that or not. But there are people that are pointing out her lack of scholarship and her willingness to comment on things without researching them. Don't know. So, before we leave, let's just celebrate for one quick second Millie Small, Jamaican singer who passed away. Big hit, My Boy Lollipop. She passed away, Millie Small, in 2020. Now, when I play this song most often, I remind you that Rush Limbaugh used to use this as the Barney Frank theme. Barney Frank is in hospice, and I just wanted to take a minute and send some prayers up for Barney Frank and wish him well, despite whatever political differences there are. He did an interview the other day with, I think it was Jake Tapper, and you can tell that he's fading. So I just want to send some prayers out for Representative Barney Frank. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, your loved ones. Love and gratitude for your being here with me, allowing me to be with you. God willing, we're back tomorrow. Until then, my friends, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
The Marine Toys for Tots foster care program is bringing hope to children who need it most. Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care, often with only a small bag of belongings. More than 400,000 children face trauma and uncertainty, many before age 8. This May, during Foster Care Awareness Month, Toys for Tots is creating Room for Joy. In 2025, nearly 375,000 children received comfort through toys, books, and essentials, reminding them they are not alone. Donate now and change a child's life.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.